What's up, Facebook? Ty Crandall here with Credit Suite. So, continuing our lessons here on how to build business credit. And today we're actually going to be diving in and we're going to be talking more about how you get revolving store credit cards. Amazon, Apple, Dell, almost all major retailers offer business credit without a personal guarantee and without a personal credit check. The key is that you have to have some business credit established first before you'll typically start to get approved for a lot of these different cards. And during this live feed, we're going to talk about how to do this. We're going to talk about the ones that are more difficult to get, the ones that are easier to get, the order that you may want to start applying for some, et cetera, et cetera. So the key here of building business credit is that we want to get credit for your EIN that's not linked to your social, right? So we're getting credit here that's you can obtain without a personal guarantee, which means you're not liable for the credit you obtain. And we're also getting you credit that you can obtain without a personal credit check. Right? So even if you have horrible personal credit, you could still obtain business credit because you're obtaining this credit without providing your social security number, without an actual credit check at all. There's not even a credit pull. They're not even looking at your credit report. So personal credit quality doesn't matter because when you build business credit, you're obtaining business credit where they're not even looking at your personal credit quality whatsoever. As a matter of fact, this is the only legitimate way you can really get a secondary credit profile, okay? A lot of people hear about these bogus CPN numbers, and that's what it is. It's bogus, right? People try to get a second credit profile that's a credit privacy number. Those don't work. You can't use anything in lieu of a social security number on an application ever. It's illegal. But what you can do is you can apply for business credit cards. You can apply for store credit cards. You can apply for vendor credit cards. You can apply for cash and fleet business credit cards, cards for your business. You can leave your social blank. They pull your EIN credit instead of your personal credit, and they make the lending decision based on that instead. So when we talk about business credit, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about you building a credit profile for your EIN that's not linked to your social. So you can get this credit without providing a social security number, no personal credit check, no personal guarantee. So I'm going to go to the whiteboard here, kind of give you an overview from the whiteboard, go through a reminder of the benefits of building business credit. Then we're going to talk about where we are to this point because we've already talked about step 1, 2, and 3, how to set up your business credibly, how to get set up with the reporting agencies, how to set up and get vendor credit initially. Now today we're going to talk about revolving credit. So I want to get you caught up if this is your first live feed to where we are. Then we're going to dive into the type of store credit cards you can get, the amounts. We're going to take a look at a real business credit report so you can see what these accounts and this process looks like realistically on a credit report. And see how you can go just as the one we're going to show you from having 1 quarter no credit to 1 quarter tons of credit and how you can start getting really high limit revolving accounts. So let's go to the whiteboard. Okay, so again, this is an overview really quick of my beautiful artwork of what we're talking about here. What we're talking about ultimately is building your credit profile that's linked to your business EIN number, that's linked to your business. So your business has an EIN number, and what we're talking about here is building your credit report linked to that EIN. This is much different than what you're used to. You're used to having your credit report that's linked to your social, that's linked to you. We're building your credit report that's completely separate. You see those two are completely separate. Now again, as we talked about before on another live feed, a ton of benefits of building business credit, a ton. These are only 9 of the top benefits. But first of all, there's no impact on your personal credit. So that means that unlike this is how your personal credit works. 35% payment history, utilization, length of credit history, credit mix, and new inquiries. Well, every time you apply for credit and give them your social, you're damaging the part that has to do with new inquiries. And when that credit report's on your personal credit report, you're damaging 30% of your score that has to do with utilization. So if you're using your personal credit to fund your business, it's a big problem because 40% of your credit score is adversely affected by you using your personal credit to try to fund your business. It's not what personal credit's intended for. Personal credit's intended for you as an individual. This is what it was designed for. Business credit is credit that's intended to build your business. This is why the limits are so much higher. This is why you can obtain it so quickly because it's meant to fund a business. Your personal credit report is not meant to fund your business. Your business credit report is meant to fund your business. And that's what we're talking about here. Another huge benefit of business credit is there's no personal guarantee. So you're not personally liable here for what's taking place on your actual credit report. So if you ever do default on a credit card, they can't come after your personal assets, which is important because anything can happen in life. If you were ever to default, you want to try to keep your personal assets separate from your business. You only do that by building business credit. It's the only way that you actually accomplish that. Okay, and another benefit of business credit is you get the credit really fast. We talked about last week how you can get vendor credit immediately, and I'll give you a refresher on that. The credit I'm talking to you about now, starting from nothing, from a 0 credit score, no credit profile, only takes about 60 days to obtain. So we're talking about you being able to get high limit accounts, which I'm going to show you in a minute, at places like this, Amazon, AutoZone, Staples, within about 60 days with no personal credit check and no personal guarantee. A really big deal. We're also talking about how you can get fleet credit, cash credit cards within 90 to 120 days. That's crazy. Think about this. No matter how bad your credit is, you're able to come in here and get within 60 days high limit store credit accounts at Amazon and all these other different types of places, right? So you're able to get fleet credit, cash credit within 90 to 120 days, regardless of personal credit. And these credit limits are much higher. Again, as we talked about, the reason this is because we're funding your business. Your business has a higher appetite. One of the core components of credit is called capacity. And your business has a greater capacity for credit than you do as an individual. Your business needs more credit than you'll ever need as an individual. An example of this is a Dell credit card. You may never need as an individual a $10,000 Dell credit card account, ever, right? Because you're never going to buy $10,000 worth of Dell computers. But you very well may need $10,000 worth of computers for your business because your business has a greater appetite for credit. You're going to need to spend more. So this is one of the beautiful things about business credit is per SBA, your limits are 10 to 100 times higher on business credit than they are with consumer credit. Think about that. 10 to 100 times higher. So this means that if you're used to getting a $1,000 consumer credit card, your business is probably going to get a $10,000 consumer credit card. As a matter of fact, the store credit we're going to talk about that you can get about 60 days after you start building business credit, you're going to start getting $5,000 to $10,000 limit accounts regardless of your personal credit within about 60 days. So very high limits, which is why people love building business credit. And business credit works even if you're a startup, even if you have no collateral, even if you have no cash flow. All these things are welcome in the business credit world. Why is this a big deal? Well, it depends on you. Do you want money for your business? If you want to get money for your business, you have to have all three of these. You have to have cash flow, collateral, and you also have to have good personal credit to be able to get money from a conventional bank. If you want to go to an alternative lender, like a cash advance lender, like On Deck, for example, you need to have one of these three for an alternative lender. You need to have, well, good personal credit, collateral, or cash flow. If you have no cash flow, no collateral, and no good credit, you cannot get a business loan, period. You must have one of those three, cash flow, collateral, or good credit to get a loan. But with business credit, you don't need any of the three. You could be a startup. Your personal credit doesn't matter. You don't need to have collateral. You don't need cash flow. It's the only way you can get money as a business owner, regardless of your cash flow, collateral, and credit. It's the only way. So this is why it's huge. It's so big. Now, as we start to put this stuff together, look, there's no impact on your personal credit. You don't have to have your personal credit pulled for approval. You're not personally liable. You get the credit super fast. The limits are ridiculously high. You can get it when you can't get a business loan. I hope you're starting to get an overview of how powerful business credit is. It's really one of the most powerful things you can ever obtain as a business and as an entrepreneur. It doubles your borrowing ability, which is another huge benefit. What I mean by that is this. It's the only way you can legitimately have two credit profiles. You have one for your business, you have one as an individual. So it doubles your borrowing ability because you have a credit profile linked to your business, you have a credit profile linked to you personally. So because of this, it's the only way you can literally double your borrowing ability. You can go to Staples and get a credit card right now. But Staples won't give you 2 credit cards. But Staples will give you a credit card as an individual and give you a credit card as a business as well. Staples will give you credit cards at both places so you can have 2 different cards, but they'll only happen if you build your business credit. Another huge benefit of business credit is that, again, it increases the value of your business. It gives you a competitive advantage. Because look, if you ever want to sell your business, think about this. If you have 2 businesses in the same small town, one has $50,000 worth of established business credit, one has none, which is more valuable? Obviously, the one that's $50,000 in business credit. If you were going to buy that business, how much more would you pay for the business knowing that that business actually has credit established, has $50,000 worth of usable credit? The minute you take ownership of that business, you got $50,000 in available credit you could use. Which would you pay more? The business that has no credit, the one that has 50 grand, and how much more would you pay for the one that has 50 grand? Keep in mind that this is one of the biggest things you could do to add value to your business, because anybody can see your business credit reports, as I'm about to show you. And the most important thing of business credit is that it really makes you more lendable. Business credit will determine how much you'll get approved for, if you'll get a loan, and it'll also determine whether or not the terms you pay or the amount that you pay. So I'm going to show you on a real business credit report here in a few minutes exactly what Experian, D&B, and Equifax recommend based on your business credit. When you have business credit established, they will recommend you for more money. You'll get more money. You'll get approved when you typically would get denied. Okay, and on top of getting approved, you'll also get much better terms. Okay, another benefit of business credit is that anybody can see your reports. As I'm about to show you, as long as I have your business name, I can pull up a business credit report for you. It's just your business name. That's all I need. I don't need your permission to do so. I can even show other people's business credit reports on these live feeds because it's public information, which means your competitors, your prospects, your clients, anybody who wants to can get your business credit. Now, we've got a great free guide here, creditsuite.com/Facebook. That'll map out the exact steps for you to build business credit. creditsuite.com/Facebook. So again, business credit, ton of benefits, right? No impact on your personal credit. Your personal credit doesn't determine the approval. You're not personally liable. You get the credit super fast. The credit I'm going to show you today, you can get within 60 days. Really high limit accounts, 5 to 10,000 within about 60 days from starting your business credit profile. You can get approved regardless of personal credit, even as a startup. No collateral, no cash flow requirements. It's the only way you can really double your borrowing ability because it's the only way you can have 2 credit profiles. One for you as an individual and one for you as an actual business. Okay, and it makes you more lendable. It determines if you'll get approved or denied, the rates you'll pay, and the terms you'll pay. And it's also important because anybody can see your business credit report. Your prospects, your clients, even your competitors can all see your business credit report. Look, business credit is one of the most important things you can ever do for a business, period. And if you're like me, you've bootstrapped your businesses, right? You've put your own money on the line. Statistics show that we lean on family. We lean on friends when we need money. Statistics show that we use our own personal credit cards in most cases to try to fund our business. We do a lot of things to try to actually come in and get money to fund a business. And unfortunately for us, a lot of that stuff has an adverse impact on our personal credit. As entrepreneurs, a lot of entrepreneurs' credit is banged up because we're risk takers. By default, we take risks, the credit reflects that, and it's tougher for you to get the money you need to fund your business. And if you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit on it and you try to use that to fund your business, well, anything over $300 lowers your actual credit scores. So anything over 30% of your credit limit that you're utilizing lowers your personal credit scores. So if you're like other people and you're trying to use your family's money, your friends' money, your own personal credit to fund your business, it's a rocky road. There's a lot of risk for you, a lot of risk for the people's funds that you're using, and definitely an adverse impact on your personal credit. Business credit, you don't have to do any of that stuff. Okay, you can legitimately get a credit profile that's linked to your business, that's not linked to your social, get high limits, get the credit fast, no impact on your personal credit. Your personal credit doesn't matter. There's so many benefits. So let's go to where we are so far in the business credit building process. And today's an exciting day because we're going to be talking about how you get revolving store credit cards. So, business credit building steps. one of the very first live streams we did, we went over the first step of building business credit. You got to set up your business credibly, okay? And you can go to our Facebook page, click on videos, and go back and find this live stream where we actually dive into a lot more detail. You've got to have a real physical business address, right? You cannot use a home address. You can possibly use a virtual address or UPS address. If you don't have a real business address, you just can't use a home address. You need to have a real business phone. It cannot be a home phone, cannot be a cell phone. By no means can it be. But you can use a voice over IP. You can also need to have a fax number, and you need to have this number listed with 411. There's a few ways to get listed. First of all, go to 411.com to see if you're listed now. If you're not, you can either go to a service called List Yourself. You can use a service like we use called Yext, Y-E-X-T. That's Yext right there. You can also use a service like Dun & Bradstreet's Credit Builder that can also help you get set up with a professional website and email address, okay? You don't want to use partynude@gmail.com. It needs to be something like info@creditsuite.com. Our domain is creditsuite.com. It's pretty easy. If you go to GoDaddy, they're usually going to give you the domain pretty cheap, about 11, 12 bucks, and the email comes with it. So you need to have a professional email. Don't use Yahoo. Don't use AOL. Don't use Hotmail. It needs to be a professional email. Also, you need to make sure you have that business name set up and try to stay away from high-risk industries. Ammunition, porn, pawn shops, even financial services are all high-risk industries. So if your name reflects your high risk, then that will affect your ability to get approved in a lot of cases. You also need to set up your business entity. Any entity can build business credit. A corporation or LLC will do the best to help you limit your liability. So those are the two to choose. You need to make sure you have proper licensing in your state, your city, and based on your industry. And you need to make sure that you're listed online. You're easy to find. Places like Bing, places like Yahoo, places like Google Business. And then all the information that's online about you is congruent. Believe it or not, one of the biggest reasons people get turned down for business loans, and we're going to cover this on our webinar. So if you're not already opted in, make sure you go to creditsuite.com/Facebook and get our emails, because we're doing a webinar Tuesday that'll also be live streamed on YouTube. And we're going to talk about how the 27 biggest reasons that people get denied for business loans. And one of the biggest reasons is that they can't find the business. It's crazy. Banks get these huge packages and they deny businesses because what happens is they can't actually find the business. It's so basic. So what happens is you apply for ABC Company on your application. They go to your Secretary of State. They try to find ABC Company, but maybe you've got a doing business as out there and they can't find you. Or maybe you're really ABC Company Inc. and they can't find you. And they immediately deny the application because they can't find your business just because what's on your application isn't congruent with what they find online. So you've got to make sure that your utility statement, your bank statement, your lease, your EIN, your Secretary of State records, that it all reflects exactly the same information. And by doing this, that's what really sets you up where you can come in and you can be easy to find. And then when lenders and credit issuers can find you, then that's when they're actually going to give you the best chance of approving you. If they can't find you, they deny you immediately. Also, a service like Yext, Y-E-X-T is what we use. Yext does have a cost. So does D&B's Credit Builder. So does List Yourself. But List Yourself only handles 411. Yext and D&B's Credit Builder will actually get you listed across the board online where you can manage all your listings. So Yext, we spend, I think, $500 a year, and then it manages Bing, Yahoo, Yahoo, Bing, Google, all different kind of places. And again, we'll dive into this our live webinar on Tuesday. And by using one service, we just type in what our information is. They manage our reputation online everywhere. So it helps make us more lendable because our information is congruent everywhere online. So now that we've come in here and we've made sure that your business is set up credibly, which really is the first step in building business credit, then you've got to actually get set up with the business credit reporting agencies. Now, the only thing you really have to do is go and get your DUNS number. Now, you can go to Google and go to free DUNS number. I think in another live stream, we've actually walked through this process of going through and getting your DUNS number. So go check our Facebook page out and you'll actually see there that we've got a live stream that we did in the past on getting set up with D&B, you can get all of your business credit reports here, creditsuite.com/reports. You can pay for those. You can also, we'll give you your Credit Safe credit report at no cost. It's the only way that you're going to get a credit report without paying for it. We'll even review your Experian report with you at no cost here at creditsuite.com/consult. We can't give you your Experian credit report. The bureaus won't allow that, but we'll give you a Credit Safe report and review your Experian at no cost at creditsuite.com/consult, creditsuite.com/reports. You can get all your reports. So you want to get your DUNS number set up with Dun & Bradstreet. It's not a bad idea to check Experian Business and Equifax Commercial to see if you have reports already. But if you don't think you do, I wouldn't do this because you'll have to pay for credit monitoring and there's a cost for you to do that. So that might not actually make sense for that. And you definitely need to get your DUNS number set up with Dun & Bradstreet. So then last week we talked about this, how to get vendor credit accounts, how to get net 10 accounts, net 30 accounts, net 60 accounts, because that's the next step. You came in, you made sure your business is set up credibly so you'll get a proof of credit. You got your DUNS number set up, which some vendors are going to ask for. Then you need to start applying for real credit. So you want to apply for places like Uline, Quill, Monopolize Your Marketplace, Gimpler, Seaton's. That's about 5 of those that will approve you, and you need about 5 to get approved for. Do not include your Social Security number. Then they will not pull your consumer credit report. They're only going to pull your business credit report, which means you're not going to be supplying any kind of personal guarantee. Okay, a lot of these places like Uline, Quill, and Gimplers, they're not even going to ask you for your social anyways. A lot of them, they won't even ask for your EIN. They're just going to recognize and find your business. So again, some of these you'll need your DUNS number for. Some of them you don't need your EIN, and none of them really, a lot of them won't even ask you for your social. So it's not even something you have to get around. They're not even going to ask you for it. After you get 5 of these type of accounts, Uline, Quill, Monopolize Your Marketplace, now you get to where we are now. Now you start to get store credit accounts, and that's really the topic of where we're going to be diving into. So store credit accounts is step 4, and what happens is once you get about 5 of these accounts, it'll take about 60 days for these to report. Remember, I told you that business credit building was fast, that it took you about 60 days to get store credit. Well, the reason it takes you 60 days to get store credit is because it takes about 60 days for these guys to report. Once you get credit, use the credit, and pay the bill, then what happens is they report to the business credit reporting agencies, and once they report to the business credit reporting agencies, then you'll have an established business credit profile and score. So now you'll have a business credit profile and score established. You'll have these trade lines reporting. We call these trade lines as they report, and now you've got that magical combination of those 3 things. Trade lines, which give you a credit report, which give you scores. Your scores are primarily based on how you pay. So if you leave your balance in relation to your credit limit low and you pay as agreed, then that is the key for you to be able to come in here and establish the reports. Then once about 5 of those report, you take the next step of going in to get store credit. And so now at this point, you've got 5 reports reporting on your business credit reports. It takes about 60 days. Now you've got this EIN and credit established. And now you can start applying for some new credit. Places like Office Depot, Staples, Amazon, Dell. These are some of the best accounts to start getting revolving store credit cards. You do not put your Social Security number on the application. If they won't let you apply online without your social, then call them to apply. Insist that you will not give them your social. Insist that you'll only give them your EIN. And what's going to happen is they're going to pull your EIN business credit report. They're going to see these accounts reporting, these 5 accounts reporting here on your business credit reports. They're going to see these. They're going to see trade lines. They're going to see a profile. They're going to see a score. And they're actually going to come in here and approve you for credit then based on your EIN credit profile, not your social. How's that possible? Simple. You left your social off the app. If you don't give them the Social Security number, they can't pull your consumer credit report. It just doesn't work this way. So no social, no pulling of the consumer credit report, which means no personal guarantee, which means the credit reports on your business credit reports, and it's based on your business credit quality. Pretty cool, right? So how does this happen? Again, you got about 5 of these accounts. These accounts reported on your business credit reports. In doing so, that then kept your social off the application, didn't link it to your actual consumer credit reports, and as a result of that, now you're able to come in and start getting Staples, Amazon, Lowe's, Conoco, AutoZone, most major retailers offer business credit accounts that are revolving. These are revolving accounts. Now I have $3,500 here because somebody that was just on our live Periscope feed followed the exact same steps that I just outlined, and they had just got approved for a $3,500 Amazon account. They got approved for a $1,500 Staples credit card account. Again, a personal credit check without a personal guarantee. So that's the key here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you that actual business credit report so you can see how this works. So now you understand in theory how this works. So let me show you on a real business credit report how this really looks. And then I'm even going to show you some more retailers here that actually you can use to be able to get business credit, that you can actually get revolving store credit with, regardless of personal guarantee, regardless of personal credit, or with no personal guarantee, regardless of personal credit. So let's take a look at an actual business credit report to see how this plays out on a real business credit report. So this is Mark's credit report. Mark follows us on Periscope, and he lets us use his credit report or offer up his credit report to use as an example. Mark follows our exact same steps, okay? He actually is following the exact same steps I'm outlining here as a client and follower of ours. And as a result, out of a 100 score, which the 100 is the highest you can get, he's got a 92 score. You can see here he's a nonprofit, and right here the date of incorporation is March of 2015. You see that? So this is after about a year and a half. He's been working on this for about 6 months, I think, building his business credit. He's being recommended after about 6 months of building his business credit for $22,200 in actual credit. And you can see here that Mark's scores always weren't that way, right? Here's his financial stability risk scores. He was very low. He was 10 and 12. And then in one quarter, he jumped up from 96 is his score. So how did he jump up to the lowest scores you can get to the highest scores you can get? Well, he followed the exact steps that I just showed you. He came in here and he got these little net 30 accounts, these Uline. Now, he said he got Uline Quill. I think he also said he got Gimplers. So he got these small net 30 accounts, which means that he's got to pay off the full balance within 30 days. There's small limits, $100, $100. Then he starts getting approved for higher limit accounts, $400. Then he makes the jump up to $4,000 accounts, $9,900 accounts. So this is exactly how business credit works, right? As he came in here, got small vendor accounts right here, then made the jump up to higher revolving credit card accounts, which is where he is now. Now, what you don't see from this credit report is the ones he's just recently got. He's now got a $7,500 Apple card that's going to be reported. He's got a $3,500 Amazon card that's going to be reported, and a $1,500 Staples credit card. And he got, again, started with Uline, Quill, those kind of small accounts. Then he jumped up to higher revolving accounts like you're seeing here, okay, like we're seeing here. Okay, and now he's getting, again, $5,000 to $10,000 revolving limit accounts, again, within about 6 months of starting the process. You can see it based on his credit report right here. You can see that here's one quarter, here's the next quarter. So in one quarter, he had low scores because he had no business credit established. Then he established business credit, and his scores shot up. Now he has a credit profile, now he has a credit score, now he has trade lines. So now with those things established, now his limits shoot up. He goes from $100 limits where he didn't have any business credit. Now he's got business credit. He starts moving up to $4,000 and $10,000 limits. He moves up to $3,500 Amazon. He moves up to $1,500 Staples. He moves up to, again, $7,500 Apple. So this is exactly what business credit looks like on a real business credit report. Here's the result. He's only been building business credit for about 6 months, and now he's at $22,200 is what's being recommended for him. So this is exactly what business credit is, exactly how business credit works. Now, let me show you the flip side of this. Let me show you what happens if you don't do this, right? I'll show you what happens if you don't build business credit. You might think, well, hey, look, if I don't build business credit, no big deal. Let me show you what the impact is. Here's the opposite. Here's somebody with a low score, a 29 score. Here's somebody that's only being recommended for $1,000 worth of credit. Why? Because they have no credit established. You can see they have absolutely no credit history. There is no credit here. There are no trade lines. There's no credit. The reporting agencies know they exist because they look at utility companies, all these type of things, but there's no credit here. They have no credit established. So you might think you might slide because they don't know who you are, but the reporting agencies get their information from utility companies and all these other companies out there. So they know you exist. They give you a low score. They don't recommend you for any credit. Here's the real problem. Check this out. They've been open since 2006. So this is a 10-year-old company. They've been open for 10 years. They have no business credit established whatsoever. So now they have a low score and they're only being recommended for $1,000. Pretty crazy, right? We just looked at somebody that spent 6 months building their business credit, only a year and a half in business, is being recommended for $22,000 in credit, is getting approved for $3,500 Amazon card, $1,500 Apple or a $1,500 Staples, $7,500 Apple credit card. We saw almost a $10,000 limit credit card on their account, a $4,000 limit on the credit card account. This is somebody that's new in business and is accomplishing all this. And here's somebody that's been in business 10 years and is only being recommended for $1,000 worth of credit as a result. You got to have business credit. It's just the way that it is. Because if you don't, not only by having business credit, you have credit you could use to build your business, but also the other problem with this is that if you don't build business credit, you're not going to have a very good chance of getting loans and credit cards. You just saw the credit reporting agencies won't recommend you for very much credit as a result of that at all, which is the problem. So you've got to make sure that you absolutely build your business credit, because if you don't build your business credit, then the problem is that you're not going to get recommended for very much credit. Let me show you another problem. Here's another credit report of somebody that has a 12 score, very low on a score of 1 to 100, right? Okay, 100 being the highest, 12 or 0 being the lowest. And again, this person only has one account. But the problem is they had a communications account, which could be a phone, for example. They defaulted on it. It's 90 days past due, so it's in default. And because they only have this one account, right, we don't see any other accounts. We only see this $4,100 account. There's only one account on here. Because they have one account that's in default, that's not even a revolving account. It's like a utilities company, like a phone. Now their score's 12. They're not being recommended for any credit whatsoever. So that's the both sides, right? I mean, you see somebody that followed the steps that builds the business credit, and then you find somebody that doesn't follow the steps and doesn't build the business credit. What's the difference? Well, the difference is one company's 10 years old, only being recommended for $1,000 worth of credit after 10 years in business because they have no business credit. The other one's a year and a half in business, been building business credit for 6 months, and is literally used, you just saw, getting $4,000, $10,000 accounts, as well as a $7,500 Apple, a $3,500 Amazon, a $1,500 Staples. That's the difference between business credit and no business credit. And if you ever have something you default on, like for example, we just saw on this real credit report, then what you find is one negative account puts your scores horribly low because you don't have any other positive accounts to offset it. So I just told you about a bunch of creditors that will give you business credit based on your personal guarantee without your personal credit or without a personal credit. I'm going to show you. This is our business credit builder. This is how we help our customers build business credit. So here's some of those companies: Amazon, Staples. You can see they're grayed out because our system automatically won't let you approve unless we know you're going to get apply unless we know you're going to get approved. Sherwin-Williams, AutoZone, ABC Industrial Company, okay, Macy's, Fleet Cards here, Budget offers one, Conoco, Exxon, Global Fleet. So all of these type of creditors offer you business credit with no personal credit check and with no personal guarantee. Okay, Best Buy, Staples, okay, Dell, Amazon, Walmart, Lowe's, Sears, BP, Speedway, Sinclair, Chevron, Conoco. So, and it just goes on and on and on. I mean, there's just so many business credit sources. Almost all major retailers will offer you business credit without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. As a matter of fact, there's even a lot of them that don't report, but that will still, based on your business credit, get you approved, like PayPal, Lockwood & Associates, MedX, T-Mobile, Sprint, Wave, okay, Apple. So all creditors will give you credit regardless of personal credit quality just because you've established your business credit. And now you know how, right? We just talked about the steps. You build your business credibility. You get set up with D&B and maybe check your business credit reports to see if you have anything on there like that last one did that they didn't know about. And then you get your vendor accounts. You get your Uline, your Quill. You take the first step in building business credit. And then you come in and you start getting revolving store credit accounts, as we just talked about today. And next week, we're going to talk about the next step. Next week, Thursday at 11 o'clock Eastern, we're going to talk about how to get fleet credit, how to get cash credit, as as well, without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. Fleet cards you can use in a lot of places. Visa cards, MasterCards you can use anywhere within 6 months or longer. Some of them require a personal guarantee on the cash side. Some of them don't. Some of them want to look at your personal credit. Some of them don't. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to cash credit, when you have well-established business credit, your chances of getting approved for cash credit without a personal guarantee are really, really high compared to especially if you have no business credit. So now to a couple resources. CreditSuite.com/Facebook to get a free guide where we map out the steps. If you want to get a free copy of Business Credit Report, and if you want to expedite your business credit building, go to CreditSuite.com/consult. CreditSuite.com/consult. Look, I give away more free information on business credit building than anybody on this planet. If you follow us, you know that. And there's two ways you can do this. If you want to take your time and go through the process on your own, feel free. I'm going to give you a lot of good information here on Facebook. You can go to creditsuite.com. At the top right of our page, you'll find places like our Instagram feed, our YouTube feed, Periscope, where we do a lot of sharing about building business credit. And if you use this free information, you're going to have some success. It's going to be a slower process, and don't get me wrong, you're going to have cost involved. You're going to have to pay to list your number with 411. You're going to have to pay D&B for their credit builder product in a lot of cases. You're going to need to pay for credit monitoring with Experian. With us, you don't need to pay for any of that stuff. We give you Experian Smart Business Monitoring as part of our process, as well as we give you your 411 listing, which costs about $400 a year for you. We pay for it for you. So we include that. And you don't need D&B's credit builder because we help you use vendor accounts, as I just showed you, to build your business credit. As a matter of fact, I just gave you a quick overview of our finance suite, where it's the exact technology that we use to help you build business credit. And you work with our advisors. They'll call you 5 times the first 5 days. They'll spend 30, 60 minutes with you on each call to help you go through the process. So when you're working with us and we're holding your hand through the process, obviously, it's really fast. It's much, much faster for you to come through. It's very common for you to have the kind of success like I'm showing you, where you're coming in and you're getting really high limit credit accounts without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. Here, I'll even give you an idea of exactly what kind of results that you'll get. And you can come and look at this right here. So Steve, I sure hope you don't mind me showing this, because you probably didn't intend it, but I'll show it. So as you can see, this came in today. These are the type of emails I get. You replied on this message. You received it 11/17 at 10:53. That was about an hour ago. Good morning, Ty. As you may know, I follow your teaching so much so that I have secured $80,000 in cash credit cards. Guys, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that pours into my inbox from, people that follow us, and especially people that are our clients. And you see right here, this is straight up. I probably shouldn't show Steve's number there. He probably doesn't appreciate that. But good morning. As you know, I follow your teaching so much that I have secured roughly $80,000 in cash credit card. Okay, so pretty cool. Now he's asking, the purpose of this email is he's actually asking about a Home Depot credit card. And I'm telling him Home Depot is one of the hardest credit cards you can get. They want you to have revenue. They want you to have time in business. Most of these other sources we talked about don't, but they're one of the harder ones. But that was one of the questions that was asked. So you can see right there it works. I just showed you a real credit report. I can show you multiple credit reports of people that follow exactly what I'm going to show you that get these kind of results. I just showed you an email from today that I just got an hour ago from somebody that already got $80,000 in cash credit cards, which we're going to talk about next week how to do, right there, step 5. So this works. And again, you kind of have a choice. You can go through, take our free information, which is awesome. That's why we put it out there, and go through, but you're still going to have as much of a cost, or if not more, than working with us. That's what's cool about working with us, right? You're going to pay the things that you have to pay anyways to build your business credit. With us, we pay for them for you. So it's actually cheaper to work with us than not work with us. So if you want more free information about it, go to creditsuite.com/consult, and then we'll give you a free copy of your business credit report. We'll talk to you about what we can do to help you build your business credit, and you can work with me. You can work with our team to help you build your business credit, and then you get really fast results, as you saw there on that credit report that we just looked at. Emails, all these other type of things. If you go to our website, creditsuite.com /credibility, or at the top look at credibility, you'll see tons of actual business credit approvals. You'll see testimonials. You'll see funding case studies where we get people funding, all those type of things. So again, you have a choice. I kind of call it doers or dreamers, right? If you're a dreamer, taking your time to build your business, no problem. You're light on money, no problem. go to creditsuite.com, top right of the page, follow us on social. We share a lot of this info. If you're a real doer and you want to expedite the process and get the fastest results, well, then go to creditsuite.com/consult, schedule a consultation with our team. We'll give you a free credit safe report. We'll review your experience with you, and we'll talk to you a little bit more about how to expedite the process and do it cheaper than you'll do it on your own. And we've got all different kinds of programs. We make it affordable. We work with you to make sure it makes sense. So look, I appreciate you following here on Facebook. And what I'm going to do is next week, we're going to talk about how to get cash credit cards, fleet credit cards. We just saw a testimonial from somebody that did that, from Steve, and I'm going to actually give you exactly the same information so you can go in and have the same kind of success. And again, if you want to expedite your business credit building process, if you're really wanting to get your business off the ground faster or grow it from where it is faster, or even people I talk to that have been in business 10, 15 years that are getting their credit lines chopped because they don't have business credit established, any of those type of things, we can help. Let us know. creditsuite.com/consult. Schedule a consult with you and we'll talk more. So until next week, peace out. I appreciate you joining us. Hope you got a lot of good information because that's why I'm here. And hopefully I'll see you again on the next live feed on Facebook Thursday at 11. We do live streams on Periscope at Wednesday at 4 Eastern Time. And next Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, we're doing a live webinar that'll be live on YouTube. And again, you can follow all of our social on the top right of our page, creditsuite.com. And our YouTube will be 27 different mistakes people make when applying for business credit and financing and how to avoid them. We're going to talk about what lenders look for and how you get past their secret criteria so you can get approved. So again, everybody, thank you very much for checking out the live feed today. And I look forward to talking to you next week when we actually dive into how to get cash credit cards and fleet credit cards for your business. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.